bitch, you a bird, you thigh, you learn, you see, I earn, you stop. A word, I shoot, no rim, I'm high, you burn, I'm me, that's him, you nah, that's word.
What's up, fight fans? My name is Anik. I am a bare knuckle writer for the Scrap News. Today I'm here with Florida's own, the undefeated bare knuckle boxer, Royal Ryan Reber. Ryan, first of all, how are you doing today?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Living.
How's Florida? How's the weather there? I'll be there in a couple days.
It's a little gloomy out today, but beautiful, man. I'm in short sleeves. Weather's nice, ain't too hot, little breeze. Just what I like.
I love it. You're repping the chain, bare knuckle fighting. How have you been overall besides Florida? How's life been?
It's been good, man. Life's been good to me, man. I mean, just manifesting the life not only that I deserve, but you know, I work so hard for. So, and everything's starting to actually just fall into order, man. And it's looking good for me. So, just keep grinding, man. Keep pushing forward.
It definitely is, especially in the squared circle. You're 4-0 with 3 finishes. In bare knuckle, I believe you deserve the next title shot. What did you make of champion Keith Richardson's performance against Reggie Barnett?
I think Reggie was on his way out. Not to take anything away from Keith. Keith's a stud, man. He's an outstanding guy. Great person. So we'll see what happens in the future. We'll see if I personally don't. I think they're gonna shelf me for a little bit longer. I think I'm gonna have to get another fight in the works, because the next Florida card is in Miami, and that's what we're looking at for on the Austin Trout undercard. And unfortunately, they're not gonna let me fight for a title on there, and I need a fight, man. I've been shelved now for about 6 months, and man, like a lot of people, man, they want it now. They want it right now. I'm patient, man. I don't need it right now. I don't need that fight next week right now. Will I take it? Absolutely. They give me that fight 100%. I'm taking it. They give it to me in Miami. I'm taking it. They give it to me in Utah. I'm taking it. I don't care where it is. Give it to me in the damn Philippines. I'm taking it. You know what I mean? But until then, man, like I said, I'm patient. I have a plan, man. And, I honestly plan on fighting everybody in the goddamn division eventually, one by one. Get up at the top and stay there, and that's it, man.
I love it, man.
And
I
got time, man. I'm not the youngest, but I'm not the oldest, and I feel great. I take good care of myself. I got the knowledge. I do a lot of mental work. The mental work is super important to me. You know what I mean? The meditation, the whatever mental work I can do. Just showing up every day and doing shit that I just don't want to do. I'm tired every day. Life's beating me up. My kids are beating me up. My family's beating me up. The system's beating me up. And, I continue to push forward every day and stay fucking focused, man. Stay focused. Man, I train 2, sometimes 3 times a day. And I just feel like I'm gonna be denied to be stopped to have what I want. You know what I mean? So, just keep pushing forward and grinding, man. And
I love that champion mentality. It's one of the best things about you. Now I'm wondering, like, which opponents would you? I know you'd fight anyone, but like, if it's not the champion,
it's got to make sense, of course. You know what I mean? I want somebody with a winning record. I want somebody who looked good in their last performance. If we got somebody on the table, I'm not at liberty to say right now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be locked in, and it's going to be a good little scrap. It's going to be a good little matchup. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, it's like this, man. I'm ranked number 3 right now, and I don't really want to fight below me, but I will. And I look at those other guys, like I don't feel like Reggie is ready to get back in there yet.
Right.
I don't know what's going on with Jared Grant, but I would 100% take that fight if they offered it to me. So I threw a couple names out there, you know what I mean? And with the new management that I'm with now, All In, these guys right here, my man Vic, he's got hella pull. They sponsored the event in Utah. and he basically was like, we'll get you, what you need and what you want, man. So let's talk about it. And, I got great management now, and they're going to get me what I want and what I need, man. So I'm not really worried about it.
I got you, man. No, that makes sense. I'm glad you have a good team behind you. Now, I'm gonna ask, like, if there's one place that you would like to fight at your next fight, like, where would it be?
Fuck, man. I really, I've been so just absolutely, I hate to use the word blessed, but honored, man, that I've got to try. Like, I've already been to, just at the beginning of the year, I fought in Wyoming. I've been to North Carolina. I've been to, I cornered JR for his title fight in New Mexico. I just was out in Utah. I went to Ohio to corner Julian Lane. So I've already been all around the United States just this year. I've been to 5 or 6 different places, and I just look to keep that up, man. I really doesn't matter to me. I just love being able to travel and to go other places. Eventually, I mean, the way that I plan on staying in this sport and staying in BKFC, first off, I'm gonna be a hard motherfucker to beat. Second off, I'm gonna be here, for a while, man. And I look at guys like Keith. He's 30, 40. He just turned 40, man. I don't know how much longer he stands on being in it. And, me and him kind of chopped it up for a little bit at the last show. And I was like, I could see your ass moving up to 145 and taking that belt. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we don't know what his plans are going to be, man. I mean, he could get one more fight before me and decide, hey, I've done what I needed to do. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't know. But like I said, if they're gonna throw me that bone, I'm training my ass off, man. I haven't stopped since Travis. I've taken maybe 1 week off since the Travis fight, and that was because I was sick. I was forced to. Then my body was like, yo, you need to chill the fuck out. It's time to chill. It's time to, get healthy and then get back into it. And that's what I did. I took a little week off, and I really didn't. It wasn't even a whole week, man. I was still pumping iron. You know what I mean? I don't stop, man. I don't stop. I know what I want. I got a goal, and I'm doing the things to obtain it. Whether it's the mental work or the gratitude and integrity behind closed doors. There's a lot of certain small things in this life that one must abide by in order to be successful. There is a criteria you got to follow, man. And luckily, I understand and I know that criteria, and I'm going to follow it until I become successful. And the thing about me, man, is I failed over and over and over and over and over again already. I've got my ass whooped out in Wisconsin this year, you know what I'm saying, by an Olympian, you know what I mean, on a 4-day notice. I mean, that type of shit right there, man, it just, and plus all the life stuff that I have to deal with from, my 13-year-old daughter at the house and, my other kids. And I mean, those are things that can make you or break you right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, I might have a shitty performance this fight because of all the, fucked up things that I'm going through in life. But because of my mental work, because of my mental strength, I'm able to put that shit to the side and go out there and handle business. So, I've been put in a lot of life situations that were, forced to either break me or form me into a diamond, man. And I chose to be formed into a diamond, man, and not to be broken. And I could promise you this, if life ain't broken me yet, not one of these motherfuckers at 135 are going to break me. Not one of them, I don't care.
Exactly, man. Diamonds are formed under pressure. That's for sure. Now I wanted to ask about your family, right?
Yep.
What is your favorite thing about being a father, as a father and a fighter? And what motivation do your kids give you for your career? And what lessons do they teach you that you bring into the squared circle?
Fuck, man. Just biggest thing is integrity and gratitude. I mean, I really try to install into them that, what you're doing behind closed doors is who you truly are. Don't be a shitbag. I'm going through it with my oldest daughter. You tell her all this shit, all these valuable life lessons, and they just don't listen. Now my son, on the other hand, he's a good listener and he pays attention. So, I'm not gonna have too many problems with him, I don't think. But just to have them watch me be focused, to not indulge in alcohol or the party life or any of that. And I really, want them to pay attention to that lifestyle and to see where it gets me to see where it could get them, and they can follow that criteria, because Lord only knows, man, this generation is fucked, bro. We are, I listen to the way my daughter talks through text messages to her friends, and they just all think they're grown. Their boyfriend was trying to step to me at one point in time, and I'm like, bro, you know what I do for a living? I will fucking kill you and your goddamn family, most likely. You know what I'm saying? And if I can't, I will fucking try. You know what I mean? And it's like, sometimes it's hard to leave that fight mentality to the side, especially when you're getting tried. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm such a humble, genuinely good person. Like, even through my fights, man, everybody that I fought, I treated them with nothing but love, gratitude, integrity, and with respect. You know what I'm saying? And it's until you break that I gotta come out of character, and then it is what it is. But I don't even really come out of character. I'm just gonna hit you with real stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff that I've studied on you, stuff that I know about you, stuff that you may not think that I know about you. Because when it comes to my opponent, I study every aspect about you. I want to know what you do for a living. I want to know who you hang out with. I want to know how much you train. I want to know where you train. I want to know what you train in. I want to know what your background is. I want to know everything. And then once I do all my little bit of research, then I figure out mentally how I'm going to break you down. Is it going to be mentally? Is it going to be physically? Is it going to be emotionally? What type of fighter are you? And if I can't get to you any of those other ways, then guess what, bro? We're going to have a good scrap. You know what I mean? We're going to have a good fucking scrap.
Exactly. No, I love that you always bring it to the squared circle, and I do agree in this generation. I think we're hiding behind the screen too much. And the beautiful thing about fighting is that it is all about respect. You guys literally get
Yeah,
your
man,
pay.
you can't lie to yourself, man. I can sit here and tell you all this cool shit. Like, I train 3 times a day, and I got these people behind me, and I get to train with, even my coaches, man. My coaches, James Battle, Bo Hill, man. They're my rock, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got me, man. And they put me in situations every day that I'm gonna win. You know what I mean? And to have these people behind me, man, I'm really creating an unstoppable team. And then I got the money behind me. I got good people behind me. I got my family behind me. I got my friends behind me. I got my support behind me. There's not a whole lot that's going to stop me. The only thing that's going to stop me is going to be me, and it's going to be here. But I can't let that happen no more. You know what I mean? And I put myself in positions to not let it happen. So, we'll see. Now, I don't know if I answered all your questions about what you asked about the kids, but I kind of went off on a rant.
No, you're good, man. You're good, man. You seem like someone that's dedicated towards your craft and being a father, so I love it. I think that's one of my favorite parts about this game. There's so many amazing human beings in MMA, right?
Oh, absolutely, man. I love the people, man. I'm just a people person, man. And I go down and I talk to the kids I talk to the bad kids at the school, and I talk to the younger generation, and I'm constantly talking to my kids' friends, and just trying to, because if I could get 10 people together, 10 kids, 10 people in general, and I can spark somebody's brain to think differently and to want to be different and to want to break away from the fucking matrix and the system, I feel like I did something good. You know what I mean? And I used to be balls deep into conspiracies and all that shit, but all I really wanted was to self-educate myself. Just to come down to the conclusion that the wise man once said nothing because he truly knew nothing. So, I'm not here to argue about politics. I'm not here to argue about if the earth is fucking flat or if it's round, or, if you want to have a debate about it, let's debate. I'll debate all fucking day about it. But I mean, it interests me. You know what I'm saying? Is it flat? Is it round? Is it this? I don't fucking know. I don't know. And I don't think you do either. That's the best part about it. So let's just, go with the fact that the unknown is living and real, and just keep it there. You know what I mean? It could either be a mutual debate or it could be an argument, but I don't argue, man. I'm not in it. Even when people try to argue with me about shit on the internet about fighting or, who I am. Like, first off, you're not going to tell me who I am and what I'm capable of doing. Nobody is. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't, but I get a couple wise guys every now and again that want to run their mouth or want to say something silly, you know what I mean? And I most of the time kill them with fucking kindness, bro, because I choose not to use the negative energy, no matter how it is, man. I don't care for it. I don't care for it at all. Not in my everyday life, and I don't need to. You know, I'm able to live my life pretty much the way that I want to live it. I own a barbershop. I create my schedule. I create my workout schedule. I get to spend plenty of time with my kids. You know, I live. I just like Bob Marley once said, "What are riches? I'm already rich. I'm already rich, you know? So to have more money to give me access to more freedom is what I truly desire. And then, you know, once I have that money and I have that stuff, then fuck, man, I'm going to go off and spread the word. And shit, I'm probably going to try to go to different countries and uncover more truth. You know what I mean? Go look at different cultures, go talk to different people, go just be involved in things that, you know, generally people don't give a shit about or want to be involved with. But I want to go to different cultures. I want to talk to different people. I want to, you know, I want to explore. I want to, you know, I want to, you know, yeah, I feel like in this earth realm, man, it's, you know, you'll never die. Your energy would just transfer, you know. And if you understand that, you know, you could be way more powerful. You know, you liberate yourself from death and fear and all the other shit. So, you know, I tell myself before any of these events, the fuck am I scared of? This is what I do for a living. You know what I'm saying? This is who I am. You know what I mean? So there is no fear. Fear is just an illusion. All the shit, fear, anger, fucking all the emotions, man. It's just an illusion, man. And when you could get past it and you could get past your own bullshit, you know, then you could start doing something, man. And you know, that's the type of shit I'm on, man. And
like
luckily,
that,
I got to read a lot of Bruce Lee's philosophy. It changed a lot of my demeanor and my way and my mindset at a young age. And you know, the man was light years ahead of his time, you know, and I used a lot of his philosophies and a lot of his teachings to mold myself and to, you know, use no way as a way and have no limitations as limitations, you know. So when I step into these fights and Chris Lytle and Sean Wheelock are like, well, what are you gonna do? I'm like, well, what's he gonna give me to do? I don't know. Like, you know, when I fought Travis, my whole game plan was to box him and out jab him, but I didn't think I was gonna be on my bike the whole time either. You know what I'm saying? On my wheels, just popping them off, bah, 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 move, bah, 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 bah. I didn't until he gave me what I, you know, the canvas I needed to do to create my masterpiece. You know what I mean? And that's what I do. You come out there, you know, and I don't watch a lot of film on fighters, simply because that's not how they're gonna fight me. You know what I mean? I just want to know if you're a power guy, you're an arm puncher, you're a head mover, you're a boxer, you're an MMA, you know what I mean? Whatever kind of like fight style that you possess, I like to know that. I like to watch it a little bit. And then, like I said, I get my understanding. I don't really need anything more. You know what I mean? Because I got a game plan, but sometimes that game plan may not work. You know what I'm saying? Like I go in there and be like, hey, this is going to be my game plan. And then all of a sudden you get in there and you're like, fuck, this ain't gonna work. And you have to switch it up. You know, one of my biggest things in the last fight was I hurt my left hand so fucking bad. And then they say, we got to go 6 rounds. And I'm like, wait, what? And I could hear him say it through the ropes before everybody else knew it. So I'm happy thinking I won the fucking fight. Like, oh, it's over. I won. Or, you know, about to go celebrate. And then I hear him slide under and go, oh, what? It's going to go 6? Okay. All right. Okay. I'm like, well, no. And I go back to my corner and I didn't even make it to the corner. And like I said, they got me to the point where all he had to do was look at me. You know what to do. You know what to fucking do. Go do it. And I did it. You know what I mean? I went out there and I was like, this is it, man. You know, and there's that split second that crosses my mind too. Like, fuck, man. He knows now it's tied. I know it's tied. He's coming out here to take my fucking head off, bro. But thank God he didn't really have too much more left in him. But the thing was, where I was going with that whole thing anyway, was the fact that I had to switch stances on him because my left hand hurt, you know? So, you know, that's one thing when I say you got to have every aspect of the game covered. You got to be able to fight southpaw. You got to be able to fight orthodox. You got to be able to move. You got to have good footwork. You got to, you know, be able to have a brawling style plus a boxing style plus a, you know, whatever other kind of styles there is in fighting, man. You know, you can't just be one or the other, or you're going to get ran over by somebody that knows one or the other.
Exactly,
And, you know,
man.
luckily I've got to train with a lot of great people in my time. Been doing this shit for over 20 years and got a lot of good knowledge and experience under my belt to take with me into that ring, you know, and that's the advantage that I possess as well. I may not have a lot of pro fight experience, but I've been around a lot of pros and I've been around a lot of world-class people to learn it up here, you know what I mean, and to keep practicing the process and to keep trying and to keep going and keep grinding and to just keep working, man. And you know, I do feel like with all those hours and all that work, you know, the universe has no choice but to give you what you want. And that's what people don't understand: the laws of energy, the law of attraction, the law of transmutation of energy, the laws of abundance, you know, people don't understand that shit. And when you understand that shit, and that's why it's very important to self-educate yourself, you know, then you become, because knowledge is power, you know. And like I say, I mean, there's certain knowledge out there that is just bullshit. You know what I mean? You gotta try to distinguish which is, you know, the good from the bad. But, you know, for the most part, you know, whether it's gratitude and integrity or, you know, the real things like that, man, I mean, those are the things to abide by in this earth realm if you want to be successful. And, you know, those are things that I understood and abided by, and I'm seeing a level of success. So therefore, I could go to the next generation, I could go to the youth, and I could say, here's the blueprint. This is how I did it. And I'm just a regular, everyday person, just like you guys are. You know what I'm saying? This is how you can do it. And there's a small little criteria of things that you must follow in order to do that. And two of them being gratitude and integrity. And I stress that shit a lot. You know, exactly. And if I could get that through to their heads or to anybody's head. I mean, shit, you could be a grown man that just doesn't understand the concept, you know? And I feel like growing people or grown people, you know, listen to this kind of advice, you know, it may spark that to want to change, you know what I mean? To be like, okay, well, you know, maybe this cat is on to something. Maybe we gotta, you know, maybe I gotta think a little bit differently. Maybe I gotta move differently. And if we could have a fucking generation and, you know, an army of people moving with pure intentions, woo, we winning, baby. There is no war. There is no bullshit. There is no propaganda. They don't win. And I feel like the opposing side isn't winning right now because of that. You know, they've already tried to spark us off the deep end with COVID and riots and all this other shit that goes on. You know what I mean? And people just, they're too set in what they got going on. They're like, fuck it, football's coming on tomorrow. Fuck it, there's good fights on this weekend. Fuck what's going on over there. And to be honest, man, anyway, like, the only way you're going to change that type of shit is it starts in here. It starts in here. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. It starts with you. If you want to make a change, be the fucking change you want to see. And then from there, it's contagious, man. I mean, you can't sit here and act like the loving energy. It's so powerful. It's contagious, man. People want to join in on that. And the people who don't are angry, hater ass people. And guess what, man? There's a place for you. And it's in the back of the fucking bus. You know what I'm saying? So just get there. You know what I mean? And you know, if you want to come back out to the front of the goddamn bus, then, you know what I'm saying, act accordingly. You know what I mean? Like, and then if you want to get off the fucking bus, you know, breaking off the matrix, then you got to act real accordingly. You know what I mean? So, you know, there is levels to this earth realm, man. There's dimensions, man. So, you know, I feel like too many people are stuck in these low 1-2 level dimensional of thinking, man, and it's all in here. That's the beautiful thing about it. It's all in here, man. It all starts and it finishes in here, and how you view yourself. You show me your friends, I show you your future. You know, so I choose to surround myself around nothing but great people. You know, Dave Mundell is great. I'm great friends with him. His camp, I linked up with his camp. I linked up with his personal trainer. I got Julian Lane on my team. You know what I mean? He's in Ohio right now, but I mean, he's a phone call away if I need any fight advice or, you know, I need to go up there and train. You know, I got those guys unlocked. I got, you know, guys out in Cali. I got guys down in South Florida. I got guys all over, man. And that's the beautiful thing about, you know, being involved in this business, man, is, you know, I don't plan on getting rich off the fight game. I plan on getting rich off the people I surround myself with. And, you know, what happens after the fight game. You know what I mean? What I could do after the fight game, who I can link up after the fight game, how much more can I expand my barbershop business, my business? Maybe I start new business. I don't know, man. The sky's the limit. And I'm just happy to be a part of it, man. I'm happy to be a part of the fastest growing combat sport. I'm happy Dave Feldman gave me a chance. I'm growing a real good relationship with those guys by showing up to the shows. You know what I mean? I've already showed up to every big show they've had this year, and you know, I'm gonna continue to do so. You know what I mean? Any big show, I'm gonna be there. Any event, I'm gonna be there. You know what I mean? Just to continue to get my face out there, to continue to continue to keep working and grind. And
Exactly.
you know, that's it, man.
Yeah, and you've done a great job with that. I think you sparked a lot of wisdom just in this interview itself. I think the world needs to hear more from you because you have a lot of great opinions and you have a lot of good life advice that applies to everyone. Now, I don't want to take
Absolutely.
too much of your time. I got one more question. I wanted to ask about your barbershop. I always said being a barber, it was always one of my childhood dreams. But I wanted to ask, like, how is it? What got you into this? And how do you balance all of it?
Well, luckily I can create my own schedule, so the balance comes in there. So if I gotta train in the morning, I'll go train in the morning. I'll go cut hair, and then I'll go back to training. You know what I mean? So I'll do it like that. And luckily, all my clients know what business I'm involved in and know what I do for a living outside of being a barber. So a lot of them are, you know, it's a haircut. If they really need a haircut on a Friday and I'm in Utah, I have 4 other barbers there. You know what I'm saying? And I got you. You know what I mean? And I mean, there's certain people that have hard feelings about that shit. Like, oh well, if you can't be there for me when I'm gone, well, see you fucking later then, bro. I don't really know what to tell you, man. Like, cause I'm not that guy, and I go out of my way for my clients. I don't care if it's $25 haircut. I'll make sure I make my way around there to your schedule to make sure I get that done for you because I know it's important to you in your day and your week. And that's genuinely how I am in my heart, man. Like I always move with good intentions first. And I feel like that's why I always win, even if I lose. You know what I'm saying? So it really doesn't matter to me, man. And I do it for love first. I don't do it just to be able to say, hey, I did that, and or to throw it in your face or to throw it in somebody the next man's face. Like it's not what it's about to me. It's about, you know, the universe watching, because the universe pays attention to every little thing that you do, and that's where the karmatic situations come, and that's where, you know, the other bad energy situations. But that's why I tell people you must learn the energy, you know what I mean, in order to understand, in order to be able to navigate amongst these energy fields in which we're entrapped in. I mean, you look at the fucking the a map from an aerial vision, and what does it look like, man? It looks like a circuit board. You know what I'm saying? So think about it, you know? Think about it, man. And you know, we're just balls of energy having a human experience in a human body. You know what I mean? That energy is gonna leave this body one day and it's never gonna die. You know, unless you let it, unless you sell your soul, unless you do things that are not permitted on this earth realm, you know, and you have to fucking get stuck doing it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the way I feel anyway, you know, and this based upon a lot of research and a lot of talks with a lot of elder people, you know what I mean? So that's where I base my my knowledge anyway.
Yeah.
And you know, get back to the question anyway. The barbershop's good, man. You know, I'm able to, I got into being a barber by faith, to be honest. You know, luckily for me, it worked out good in the sense that I did something that child support couldn't really fucking snag all my money off of a paycheck, you know. So, you know, my dad actually, when I was 18 years old, was like, what are you gonna do with yourself, man? I was like, I don't know, man. Of course I was training to fight, but you know, in a parent's eyes, that isn't gonna get me paid right away. So, you know, they're like, well, what are you gonna do with yourself? I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And he was like, well, there's a haircut school down the street. And I'm like, shit, I ain't gay. I ain't cutting hair. You know what I mean? And he was like, huh? And I was like, you know, I'm thinking that's for girls, that's for gay guys. And then I went and checked it out, and you know, it was just multicultural. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody was doing it. I was like, wow, this is, and then I didn't know shit about it. I didn't know nothing about it, man. I couldn't cut hair to save my life. And then it kind of grew on me, and I'm a hands-on person. And then it took one person to say, "Hey, man, that haircut looks good." And I was like, "Oh, you think so?" And that's all it took, man. And from that point in time, it just grew me the confidence. And I kind of faked it till I made it, man. Like I came into a barbershop and he's like, can you cut? And I mean, from fighting people, I already had that confidence. So cutting hair, that confidence didn't really, you know what I mean? It kind of grew quick. So I was like, yeah, I could cut. And I just watched these guys cut. And then I kind of just built from them and, you know, just learned. And then it became, you know, cutting hair is an art, just like fighting. You know what I mean? So I got a vision. Like if you tell me I want a ball fade with the 3 on top, I cut your hair before I even cut your hair. I cut it in my mind before I even cut it, you know, in the realm. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I think about these things, man. It's an art, man, and I really enjoy it, and I really enjoy where it takes me and the people that I meet, and you know, it's one of those things that goes hand in hand because one of my future plans is getting like a Sprinter van, putting a chair in there, putting a TV in there, putting, you know, making it into a mobile barber unit and traveling to these shows, traveling to these events. And you know, it's just another little hustle that I could do, but a lot of things don't work unless you make a name for yourself. So I sacrifice myself to do this in order to be something greater. You know what I mean? Because unfortunately, people, you know, people want to come sit in my chair at the shop and share these stories because they want to ask about the fighting. They want to know about the fighting. They want to know about, you know, the people that I know or the places that I've been or any of those things. That they want to know about that stuff. So it intrigues people. So I mean, when you come into a barbershop, I mean, not everybody in the area is a bare knuckle fucking boxer. You know what I mean? And what we do is absolutely, you know, it's absolutely, you know, raw, real.
Yeah. No, exactly.
You know, so it doesn't get any more raw and real than this. That's why I feel like when people talk shit prior to the event, it's like, bro, we're literally gonna fight with no gloves on. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing you need to say that needs to be said. And I mean, a lot of people think like it's getting into your head, or I mean, some people it may, but like I said, shit like that don't work with me. You know, me and Keith had a face off, and I gave him that big upper fucking pose that I do just to let you know that I'm just fucking feel massive even though I'm not. You know what I mean? I just want you to feel. And he was like, oh, you want to play the short card? Everybody says that when I'm standing over him, and I love it, man. I fucking love it. I love every bit of it. I'm like, yes, that's the fucking energy I want, Keith, because it's gonna be a great fight. And I forget about winning or losing, man. I just wanna be here to fucking entertain. I just want to be able to look at that crowd and be like, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? You know what I mean? And you know, that's all I care about, man. I care about winning the hearts over of all the people. You know what I mean? And then making the haters even more jealous and winning their hearts too, because they're gonna still tune in. You know what I mean? Even the people that want to see me fucking lose, for whatever messed up reason it is that they want to see me lose, fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, tune in and be disappointed once again. You know, because God forbid, even if I were to lose, it's still going to be a win because I'm not going to give up and I'm going to fight till the bloody fucking end. And I can promise you this, I'm a very hard person to stop, man. And you can ask Travis that. And I think Travis was so mentally mind fucked because of that. You know what I mean? They really thought I was going to break, man. He really thought he was going to break me, man. And when you can't mentally break somebody, you can't physically break them. It's, you know, it's devastating. You're like, fuck, man, how did this guy not crumble? And I mean, he hit me with his best shots. And I mean, I personally feel like that was the best Travis that we've seen. You know what I mean? That was, he had a full fight camp. You got to think Travis has fought guys who are the best. And he said it. And he's fought those guys on a very minute notice. You know what I'm saying? Like he fought that one on a 4-day notice. He fought Reggie on, I think, a 7-day notice. He's fought multiple guys on just short day notice. And a lot of those were fights of the night. The only person to really do him in was Jared Grant. And I feel like styles make fights. And that style for Jared Grant was perfect. Little short guy that likes to bang. He was able to utilize his good boxing and all this other stuff. you know, so it played into Jared Grant's favor, you know what I mean? But if me and Jared Grant fought because I'm longer and I box different, he's not going to be able to do the same shit he did with Travis, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, styles make fucking fights, and you have to be able to adjust. You can't just have the one style of fighting. If you have the one style of fighting, you're going to get beat, you know what I mean? So, you know, am I beatable? Yeah, but only when I say so. Only when I decide I'm gonna lose. You know, and that's really it, man. And like I said, man, I keep looking to push forward and grind and keep making shit happen, man.
Exactly,
And
man.
if I were to fail, guess what? I'm gonna rise back and I'm gonna do it again, because it's not a fail, it's not a loss, it's just a lesson. You know,
Exactly.
and I've taken
That's my favorite quote. Every L is not a loss, it's a lesson.
Yep. And it's how you take it, man. It's how you bounce back, you know. And I went out to that, like I said, I went out to that Wyoming show against one of Roy Jones' guys and looked like shit, felt like shit, performed like shit. And it kind of put a fucking, you know, it kind of put a bad taste in Bare Knuckles' mouth, you know. They kept bringing that shit up, man. And I was just like, look, man, it ain't me, and I ain't gonna let that define me. So what did I do? 3 months later, I came back and had a fucking 6-round war fight of the night with the best guy in the division. You know, I should say the most experienced guy in the division. You know, and when you fight an experienced guy like that, there's certain technique and tactics that he knows that, like, bro, there was shit that he was telling me after the fight that I just didn't even think about and didn't even think that he knew to do, or to, you know, like, for example, when my coach kept telling me, jump him right off the line. And I literally thought about this for like the whole day before the fight. And I'm measuring the distance and I'm looking at it and I'm like, fuck that. I'm not just jumping him off the line because the distance is too great. And if I get caught on the inside, when I try to jump off the line, I'm going to be fucked. And I told him that. And he was like, well, you weren't going to jump off the line. I'm like, what you mean? He's like, oh, I was watching your feet the whole time. He said, if I knew you were heavy on your front foot, I knew you were popping in. He said, if I knew you were heavy on your back foot, I knew you were retreating. He's like, but you were balanced on both of your feet, so I knew you weren't going anywhere. I was like, damn. And then he kept like, Travis is the type of dude that will take 3 or 4 hits just to try to knock you out. Yeah. And he literally 8 punches all damn day with his goddamn forehead, man. I mean, my hands hurt so bad from it. That's just that technique alone. And then he had the eye sweller in the corner. You know what I mean? He didn't have that in his last fight. So he knew, like, I don't give a fuck. You're gonna, if I can't see, cut it open. If it's here, swell it down. If he does this, it don't matter. Like, he knew what was on the line. You know what I'm saying? They told us that was a title eliminator fight. All right, well, that's the impression we were under anyway. And you know how you think it's gonna act. And I mean, you know, when Dave comes into the back and Dave's like, fight your ass off and you'll get a bonus. I mean, people aren't coming out to these shows to lollygag, man. It's not happening, bro. We're coming out here to fucking fight, man. And I don't expect anything less from the rest of the division, man. I really don't. And I'm glad I got Travis out the way, because I do feel like he's hands down. Him and Keith are probably the toughest motherfuckers in the division, for sure. Yeah, for sure. But the difference between him and Keith is Keith's a little more technical and he's a little more technical savvy, and he's got probably, I don't know if he's got more power because I ain't been hit by Keith. He definitely looks like he has a little more power. Looks like he knows how to use his hips a little bit more. But Travis is a bulldozer, man, too. So Travis never really connected on me to really feel his power. So I can't tell you, man. You know, like he hit me a couple solid ass times, but nothing. It's not like getting hit with a boxing glove, man. Like, if you're tough, you can take it. The problem is with being tough is if you get lacerated or your eye closes. It don't matter. And that's what I love about this shit, man. If you're first and you're last, you got a very good chance of winning. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's my mentality. Just anytime you move to me, it gives me an opportunity to counter you. You know what I mean? And I'm going to counter you with straight shots, man. I mean, that's my game, is just straight punching, man. And I don't really deviate from it. So, you know, I think my next opponent, you know, if it is the guy who I think it is, man, I'll be able to use a lot of angles, and I'll be able to use a lot more fancy boxing, I should say. But like I said, we'll see, man. I feel like I'm 100% gonna fight on that Austin Trout undercard. I'm just like I said, I'm not sure who yet.
Yeah.
And you know, by then I'll be 5-0. We get past this opponent. You know, I don't overlook anybody, but I do plan on being victorious. And when that happens, and I'm 5-0, there's no denying a fucking title shot.
There's no
you know what I'm
denying.
saying? There's no denying it. So
exactly.
whatever Keith's gonna do, if he's gonna fight one more and then bounce up, or if he's gonna try to choose to hold it down in the division, we're going to war, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
And he already knows. We've talked about him multiple fucking times. You know, he's such a humble, genuine, great dude. But I don't mind punching humble, genuine, great dudes in the face, man, because I do it every fucking day. You know, whether it's, you know, my guys in the gym or it's just it's business, man. It's business,
man. I just want to say thank you so much for chatting with me. I really do appreciate it. Royal Ryan.
Thanks for having me, man.
No, I appreciate it, man. I love chatting, and hey, I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you get to fight for that title.
Yeah, you'll see me. I'll be back on, and we'll discuss it again.
Absolutely,
I'll be fighting for that belt. It's only a matter of time, man. It's only a matter of time.
Exactly, man. Maybe we'll get a face-off between you and perhaps Keith for the belt. As long as you take care of business, like I'm looking forward to it, man.
We got that video, man. It's already out there.
Yeah.
We was in Utah, man, and I was doing a little interview out there, and you know, he's like, well, what's next? And I'm like, well, actually, I was like, you know, we want Keith, and then all of a sudden, here comes Keith walking by. So he's like, oh, you guys want to do like a little face-off? So we did the little face-off, and that's where he said that to me, like, oh, everybody's so tall when I'm standing over him. I'm like, yeah, cool, man. Like I said, that's what I want. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. That's what I want, man.
Exactly,
I want all that fucking smoke, man. Because, you know, that's the position that I put myself in. You can't be number one in the world and not fight the best, man. It is what it is.
Ignore and outperform them. You see, while you're over there watching me and talking about me, I'm working hard